Hello.
Hi.
It's been,
A long time.
an entire summer holiday has passed.
Yep.
Yeah. We're back into things now,
Well,
for the moment.
yeah. Don't have much time.
Yep.
I have a dog now. Well,
Yes.
a puppy. If he were a dog, we would be able to do this more often. But he's not
he's
yet.
a puppy.
He's a little shit, but he's all right.
And regrettably, I am without.
Yes. It's that kind of year, isn't it?
Yep. If 2016 was the year of celebrity deaths, 2017 is the year of worse. Anyways. Meet with Lorem.
We've got Lorem to do, then we've got the rest of the other endings.
Yeah, the neutral, evil, true, and
Yep.
secret.
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 Secret ending. I don't have to do any voices. Why am I here?
Cafe Memoria. We've been here before. I went to the bar Lorem had suggested as our meeting place. When I looked around, I saw Bryce sitting at a table talking to someone I couldn't see. I lingered on him for a second, remembering our good times, but soon spotted Lorem in the corner of my eye. God. Oh, shit. What was it like?
It was up here.
Where? Yeah! There you are!
It's your Mickey Mouse impression.
Hey, Lorem.
I don't have to talk.
It's good to see you! I thought you might not show up.
Makes me sad.
So
I get a guide up.
Shit, yeah. Quick! We're not prepared!
We're not prepared!
Fuck.
Shit!
Judgy. Do it! Why'd you spell angles?
Angle! Sergeant Angle!
Angles with skinny wings.
Lorem's easy to please, I think. Just show interest in his project. Don't be rude. Getting his good ending is a bit counterintuitive, though. Choices to improve his mood. Okay, we got it.
So, just am I late?
I'm here now.
Oh, I'm here. Well, I'm here now.
Yeah, I can certainly see that. I'm not blind.
Are we kind of ruining it by using a guide?
Nah. I'm kind of surprised you wanted to meet me here. Don't take this the wrong way, but are you even old enough to drink?
What are you talking about? Oh, I see.
I'm a midget!
Winky face. I can assure you I'm a fully grown adult. My species doesn't get much bigger than this, and our voices never break. Speaking of which, are you fully grown yet? How big do humans usually get? And how'd you stack up, comparatively speaking?
That voice is amazing.
Oh, and would you mind if I took some notes?
Before we get to that, you haven't even told me yet what exactly this is all for. Are you sure you're not a reporter?
If I was, Sebastian wouldn't have let me meet you in the first place.
And I thought the uniform was just a clever disguise.
It's real, though. Sebastian knows I work for the local post office.
Excuse me, but this still doesn't really tell me anything about why I'm here. You're a postman who wants to interview me for what exactly?
Sorry, I guess I got ahead of myself here. Maybe a full introduction is in order, and after that you can still decide whether you want to go through with this or not.
Sounds good to
Yeah,
me.
sure.
I already regret coming here.
I recently graduated college with a degree in computing and moved in here with a good friend of mine.
Ipsum by
He's called
chance.
Ipsum. Together with Lorem Ipsum, we're filler. We're filler. There's plenty of other dryads to take our place in the game, but, well, they just made us up for it. I don't know why.
Redundancy.
Redundancy. This town doesn't exactly offer the best opportunities to put my degree to good use, though.
Then why move here in the first place?
I'm loving this low effort recording of ours for me. I just sit here.
Living in the city!
Put that in! Put that in!
Living in the city can be very expensive. I can always move later when I get a job there, so I've got other plans right now, though. I just put that so in there for no good reason. I'm working on a video game.
Sounds interesting.
A video game? What is it, Dark Souls?
Is it the dragon game of like Dark Souls? Dark Soul of Dragon games? I got there in the end.
Exactly. Ah! Video games and computers are just starting to catch on in places like this
I know what
town.
it is.
Making good content
I
will
know.
be very important to give a good first impression.
I know what the game is.
What?
Spyro. And it's
Oh
and it's
my
the dragon it's the 3D platformer that's not Crash of it's the Dark Souls of 3D platformers that aren't Crash.
And humans have always been part of our media. Books, movies, and now games. With you on our side, this could be an amazing opportunity.
They
Well-
won't like dragons in costumes anymore.
Well, maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all.
So he just wants us so then he can work on a video game with humans in.
Why?
I feel a little deceived.
Are you sure?
That's what it says.
Besides, your job must be really stressful and you're probably already in the spotlight all the time. And now to top it all off, you get some postman harassing you for an interview.
I love the voice.
If you want to leave, I'd get that.
Leave!
Leave me be!
I'd stay.
Stay.
Well, I'm already here and have nothing else to do, so let's make the most of this. Although I could call up Anna and pursue that Buto. Nah, I already did that.
Yes! Thank you!
Uh-huh.
At least I won't have to be so careful now. With a reporter, I'd have to worry about things being misinterpreted or being taken out of context.
Yep.
You should still be careful. What you tell me now will influence how your entire species will be represented in my game.
Well, we have big dicks.
Absolutely humongous.
Don't worry, though. I'll treat this delicate matter with the required finesse.
Oh, and the women have massive titties with tiny waists. And they don't like it, but they do, but they don't, but they do, but they don't. What?
What the fuck are you on about?
I don't know.
What are breasts?
The best
Only the
thing.
best thing in the world. Wait, I lie. The best thing is butts.
Oh, I know what those are.
Carry on. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I feel scummy for using the guide.
Hey, we put in effort to the first few. This is just the filler.
Okay.
It's like the Dragon Ball Z arcs they put in between the main shit.
Okay.
How should we do this? Let me think.
Take off your clothes.
Why do you want me?
I have to stick.
Oh no, Georgie, don't die. Why do you want to make this game in the first place?
Money! I've always wanted to make a video game. I've had this idea for a while, and it seems now is the right time to do it. It's almost as if you've arrived at the perfect moment. Too perfect.
Dun dun dun. That was my plan all along to get me your video game.
Don't you think my visit will overshadow your efforts? People may not be so interested in playing a game about humans anymore if they had a real one show up.
Good point. But the vast majority won't get to meet you personally anyway. if I say I did and modeled the humans in the game after you, people will flock to it to get a similar experience.
With hands like that, how will he model? I've tried, using Blender and shit. You need hands for the keyboard and mouse.
Dexterous hands.
Dexterous hands.
Not stubby fingers with claws at the end.
Yes.
Well, maybe they just, I don't know, lick it. Does that mean I'm going to be your game's mascot? Now introducing the adventures of Horny.
As long as it's based on the truth. The bottom one.
The ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome! Yeah! Everything is awesome.
Die. Go die. Go die. These annoying songs will never leave.
Okay, but why focus on humans? What makes us so important?
Your giant dicks! If there's one thing that people here love, it's humans and their giant dicks. It doesn't matter if they just see them in the media or believe in them as mythical creatures. For me, humans were always real. I just didn't know whether I'd ever get a chance to meet one myself. I guess I can cross that one off the bucket list.
Just take that a bucket.
No,
just
that's
scrap.
That's
What?
not a bucket. Okay, you do that, Laura.
Now that we're here, I can tell you that no expense will be spared to make our portrayal of humans as accurate as possible.
Spare no
I'm making
expense.
Human Park.
Wait, I got better.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I keep going.
Maybe I need your answer.
I'm dizzy now. I'm with you on this.
For good reason. I just love humans. Not in that.
If you say it like that, it actually ends up sounding pretty weird. Besides, what if I turn out to be a horrible person? What would you think about humans then?
It wouldn't change anything because I wouldn't base my opinion of an entire species on interactions with a single individual.
What does that remind me of?
What? I'm out of it. I'm sorry. I nearly choked on my kazoo.
It doesn't matter then.
Okay.
Then what is your current opinion of us based on?
Just the myths we have and the previous portrayals of humans in our media. But I suppose that's why I'm here talking with you right now. I want the truth, and all of it.
You can't handle the truth.
Telling you all of it might not be such a good idea. Like, the Stalinists, and the Communists, and the Socialists, and the Snazis. The Snazis!
The Snazis!
Oh yeah, I guess that would take a lot more time than we have today.
It started 100 million years ago. I forgot the rest. Anyway, what's the actual game about? What do you do?
It's a
Apparently,
Telltale
I'm
type
interviewing him now.
It's a community simulation game.
game.
It's for Sims.
Yeah!
It all starts with the player character moving into a procedurally generated community, which is inhabited by all kinds of mythical creatures, humans included.
It is The Sims.
Mythical creatures like humans,
Not only are the towns you move into unique, but the inhabitants are too. There are a variety of traits that get randomized, both in looks and personality, like
Sims.
dick size.
It's The Sims.
It's The Sims.
With a dick slider.
And a boob slider.
And a butt slider.
Oh.
For both.
Oh.
Mm.
Urgh.
You can even give a guy a lady booty. And a woman a dick!
It's perfect.
Best game. I wouldn't be surprised if
0
there's
out
something
of
like that.
10. This game sucks. Too many sliders.
IGN.
There are many things you can do, but it's very open-ended, and you can live your life there however you want to.
Sims.
It's even VR.
But we don't censor the fucking.
Sounds boring. That sounds like my kind of game.
Yep.
We're kind of playing it right now.
Oh my
Except
goodness.
it's not procedurally generated and doesn't have dick sliders.
You know, I've seen dating sims that have boob jiggle sliders and shit.
Uh-huh.
I've seen people play those and I'm like, okay. They're 2D images, why do you need that?
Oh, really?
Really?
I couldn't ask for a better compliment than that.
I was lying.
Nanny?
What other mythical creatures are there besides humans?
Hedgehogs and echidnas.
And bandicoots.
I haven't worked that out yet. But humans alone give us a lot of material to work with.
How so?
Do you know what other mythical creatures there are? Snake! 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 Oh.
The question of the mythical human can be tackled in a variety of ways. There are many different interpretations of what humans are like.
For example?
In general, the mythical human can be divided into 3 categories. Firstly, the human is a physical creature. Secondly, the human is a non-physical entity. A ghost. And thirdly, the human is a spiritual being. Wait, that's the same thing.
Let's start with the physical aspects.
Sure. Since one of our myths tells us that the human who created us eventually turned into a dragon, there's a lot of room for interpretation as to how similar humans actually
No,
are
all
to
she
dragons.
does is dye her hair every different timeline.
And apparently turn into me in one.
Somehow.
I can see you don't have wings, but most of us are able to create fire in some way, or at least have a breath weapon. How about you?
I can burp.
I can't.
Unless you count my morning breath.
I can rub 2 sticks together and make fire.
Does that count? Ugh! Caveman make fire! Caveman clap at fire! Caveman look at fire!
It's so good.
Caveman become pyromaniac! Caveman burn down village! Caveman become super villain! Caveman become fireman! But firemen put out fires. Caveman burn you! Okay, sure. Of course, I can also move things with my mind.
Rub 2 sticks. If you know what I mean. I'm dying now.
Not really. Having hands that are dexterous enough to do that is remarkable, though. It is a bit strange, though, because our myths also say that you gave that ability to us.
Interesting.
Maybe it's meant to be taken literally, meaning that when that ability was given to us, you lost it.
How do they breathe fire?
Farts. We're so crude.
What, do they fart out their mouth?
I guess?
That's a burp.
Look, I don't fucking know. Or maybe we never had it in the first place. Humans are known to have created a lot of things out of nothing. After all, we only needed to discover how to create and use fire because we didn't have a natural ability to do so. We have a proverb that sums this up pretty well. Fire, man.
What is it?
So does fireman.
Tell me!
Necessity is the mother of invention.
So a lack of natural abilities drove innovation forward. What an interesting thought.
Here's another thing. You may have many different images of humans, but in the end, only one can be right. It's also possible that what you've been led to believe about humans doesn't actually refer to us at all.
Are you implying that you aren't human?
Georgie.
What? No! Stop slapping your hands! That's so cruel! It affects me somehow!
No, I'm just saying that if you really had been in contact with humans before, as your myths imply, they would need to belong to the same species as me, and thus be very similar to myself. If they aren't, then either they weren't humans at all, or very different origins.
So you say there is a possibility that our humans and your humans may be something different altogether?
We know that ain't the case.
I suppose you are right in the way that our images of humans are very inconsistent. They certainly can't all be humans in the way that we would refer to a single species. The name should probably be reserved for yours.
I'm making noise intentionally. I'm being an arsehole.
Well then,
Carry on.
just stick a lolly in your mouth.
Yep.
She's got a lolly in her mouth.
Yeah.
It's shaped like a lolly.
Pacifier!
Yes, actually, kind of. Anyways,
And we haven't even touched on the other two categories of humans.
what did you call them again?
Skeletons and ghosts. Non-physical human entities and spiritual humans.
What's the difference?
Honestly, the definitions get a bit muddled here. Going by conventional belief, a ghost could be a human who has died and thus changed into a different form. We would call this a spiritual human. An angel, on the other hand, would be classified as a non-physical entity.
What do you know about angels?
Angels basically look like humans with wings. Scaly wings! The game's title! Their existence in ancient scripts was used to lend some credence to the theories about humans having become dragons.
Because of the wings?
Exactly!
But some of your dragon species don't have wings either.
Yes, as I said, once you start delving into that kind of stuff, it all becomes very convoluted.
When we met, you also told me something about a four-headed human.
Or we ever had a four-headed penis.
Not like an echidna.
Don't they have five?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Right! With that, we'd go into the realm of creatures that just don't make much sense at all. Having four heads just seems unlikely from an evolutionary perspective. That might not really matter if we were talking about a non-physical entity or a spiritual being, though.
So in the end, you have a lot of different ideas whose only connection to each other is that you use the word human to describe them in some way.
And we share at least some basic characteristics. You fit those as well, by the way.
Hey.
What are they?
Oh, well, you're certainly not a reptile like us, and you don't look like a conventional mammal either.
We are mammals, though.
Yes, but you're so different from other mammals, we know that. And ultimately, you are quite unique. We don't know any other sentient mammals.
You've got a point there, I'll give you that. Strangely enough, we have plenty of human-like creatures in our mythologies as well.
Oh, do tell!
Do tell.
You already mentioned ghosts, but some other ones include dwarves, giant, fairies, and... what the fuck is that one? Blemmyes. Blemmyes? Blemmyes? What the fuck is a... that? What is it? What the fuck? What?
I like this.
What?
You've got to use that picture.
Why was that of all things chosen?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
I love it.
I think I've heard of most of these before. What is a Blemmyes?
Yeah, he doesn't even fucking know. Essentially, a Blemmyes is a human without a head.
A human without a head?
I've got to save this picture.
How does that work? How do they eat?
Instead of a head, they just have all their facial features on their chest.
That's a rather weird mental image.
But you don't have to make do with a mental image. Here's a Blemmyes!
Nah.
Oh, wow. So splendid.
This.
This.
Blemmyes.
Blemmyes. Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Splendifident. That's not a word. No. Burn in the pits of hell, Blemmyes! Burn! Okay, that's going to take a fuck ton of time to edit.
Do it.
There are also a lot of half creatures that share some characteristics with humans and other animals. Like furries.
Like mer-humans?
Sure. Lastly, there are creatures that are said to be able to shapeshift into human form. Strangely enough, some of our dragon myths said that they could shapeshift into humans, or that certain countries' royalty are descended from dragons. China!
That would imply that they are genetically compatible with humans.
Wait, should I be worried about fucking Anna now? Sounds gross.
Wait. There's not one on here.
So we can choose whatever we want.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, by the way, are we going for his bad ending first?
Of course! And I know how to get his good ending, Georgie. You don't have to look it up!
Okay. I was looking up the bad ending, actually.
But we don't have to do shit for the bad ending.
Alright.
It's not like there's an in-between.
Okay.
Is there?
No.
We haven't had neutral endings for any of them.
Alright. Carry on!
Right.
Well, I suck on this. Do you want to know another, what I've heard Americans call lollies?
Popsicles?
No. Suckers.
Suckers.
I heard that in a movie from 1977. They call them, "Can I have one more sucker? Can I have a sucker?"
It's just a bully word.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Just apparently.
Sounds rather outlandish if you ask me. We certainly can't shapeshift like that.
I suppose that's why we're...
This isn't one either.
What?
This
Oh.
isn't.
Pardon me.
Right. To be fair, we do have a lot of myths that do seem quite out there as well compared to what you're like. Anyway, how come you know so much about myths?
All part of being an ambassador. Not only did I learn about dragon myths in order to compare them to what you're like, but I also studied myths about creatures that are similar to humans so I could find out how similar they were to yours.
I always find that kind of stuff interesting. It is.
Well, you're doing an excellent job so far, and it's bound to help me along with my game as well.
You're gonna put all of that into the game?
Let's just say it gives me some excellent material to work with.
I thought you wanted to give an accurate portrayal of humans, not just collect myths.
One species will certainly be modeled after you, but that doesn't mean we can't introduce some variety with the others. People will love it if we also bring some of the more unusual myths to life.
Like your Blemmyes. Except with dragon heads.
But since we also want each of the normal human characters to be unique, I'd like to know how much variety there really is within your species. I've seen Reza before, so comparing him to you already gives me a bit of an idea. But how far do these differences go exactly? When we arrived here, you asked me if I was old enough to drink. That leads me to believe that your average human must be a lot taller.
That's true. You could say Reza would be about average for an adult. And I'm above average.
But you're shorter than him.
You don't know that. I haven't had a physical image given to me. Not that it would be impossible to get a good deal bigger than him, or even smaller than you. But those cases are rather rare and usually the result of medical conditions.
I'm 5 foot.
Anyways.
I see. What about colours? Any humans who are blue like me?
Dabba-dee-dabba-die, dabba-dee-dabba-die.
Not really. There is a certain spectrum of skin colours that can be lighter or darker, but so far I've seen a lot more variety in the dragons here. We do have quite a number of different eye colours, though.
Interesting.
As for things that aren't immediately visible, we also have different blood types, but I assume you know about that.
We certainly have those as well.
Some people even believe your blood type influences your personality. Idiots. Personally, I think the stars denote my purpose in life.
Right. Your horoscope.
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 What was that? The video? You know, by Lyle? He did one
I'm
on
pretty sure it was just the horoscope.
the horoscope, yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. I love it. And the only ones that talk normally were the stars. Everyone else had that broken English.
That, on the other hand, is news to me.
Anything else you want to know?
We already got so much. I'll have to think about if and how we can work all this into the game.
You know, they're out here for a drink, right? Have they had a sip once of a drink?
I don't think they've even ordered a drink. I think they're just here to talk.
Okay. Why be in a place to eat and drink when you're not gonna eat or drink? Also, I see a
backdrop.
I see a picture of a pancake in the back, and I'm like, why do they have pancakes like we do?
Zoom. Enhance.
That's not how it works.
Pancakes.
Pancake.
Have you worked on any other games before?
I worked on a few small projects during the course of my studies, and also interned at a studio before. It was called, Funtendo. This is on a completely different level, though.
How so?
It's my game, so I'm the one calling the shots here. It's a very different thing than just making a few graphics when you're part of a bigger team, for sure.
I see. How long exactly have you been working on this?
Whew, must have been several months now. I've got everything planned out and a lot of the groundwork has already been done. The most difficult things are the characters themselves and to make sure all of the details are accurate.
Of course. Have you shown the game to other people yet?
Sure, feedback is a very important part of the process. So I regularly gather ideas and opinions from others. I even made a website to do this.
What do they say?
All kinds of things, really. You're a retard. Kill yourself. F. Sometimes it's hard to decide which ones have a good point and which can be disregarded. Like that fucker Steve.
God damn it, Steve!
I hate Steve!
I have a key worker called Steve.
Overall, it seems there are many people who are looking forward to play my game, though.
How many are we talking about?
4!
Yay!
I can't count higher than that.
I can only count to 4. That's a song. I'll send you the song.
Okay.
I don't know exactly. The count on my website only tracks the number of visits, so I don't actually know how many different people there are.
What if it doesn't work out?
What do you mean?
Well, you invested a certain amount of time and money into making this game. Ideally, you would want to make back your investment and hopefully get some profit on top of that.
If the goal is to make money, sure. However, I just wanted to try my hand at doing something like this. If people are going to enjoy the end result, that's great! Don't forget that I'll also have made something that I can put on my resume. At the very least, it'll have been a good learning experience.
With that attitude, I suppose you really don't have anything to lose.
I can always look for another job and maybe I'll end up working at a game studio. But I think once I've started doing something like that, I might not get this opportunity again.
So it's now or never, huh?
In a nutshell, yes. Oh, look, a nutshell. How convenient.
And that all works out with your courier job?
Sure, I can support myself this way, and I'm not really under any pressure, since I don't have any deadlines to keep. I just keep putting it off when I watch cat videos. Georgie.
Now what you're doing? Top 1.
I'd like to think so.
I like how you don't read out the options that you'd pick.
What kind of tools are you using to make it? If I consider what some of your species look like, I'm having a hard time imagining how the bigger ones could program a game.
Yeah. While we do have devices tailored to each individual species, I can't deny that my dexterous hands make it a lot easier compared to some of the others.
Yeah, those big fat paw things.
One downside is that I have to keep my nails short. Otherwise, using the keyboard gets a bit cumbersome.
I imagine you'd have to be careful with those while working as a courier anyway.
You're right about that. One wrong move and you've suddenly shredded the letter you were just going to hand to someone.
That sounds unpleasant.
There's no more options, so yeah. Wing it. Wing it!
Luckily, that kind of thing doesn't really happen to me anymore. Not only because of the shorter nails, but once you've worked there for a while, you just learn to be more careful. It's a bit sad to not have them as a natural letter opener anymore, though. And it's not just for me. Some people ask me to open their letters for them, since doing that on their own can be difficult for some of the less dexterous and older ones.
Have you been working as a courier for long?
I just got this job a few months ago, but I had a part-time summer job at the post office when I was growing up. My species is perfectly suited for the job, so they were glad to have me on board.
I can see why.
There's no more options.
Let's flatter him.
Yeah.
Of course, being able to fly is a big plus. My size means I can't deliver any big packages, but I often get assigned to urgent letters that have to be delivered as soon as possible. Huh. It's getting late. Maybe we should leave it at that for today.
Yeah, I should probably head back to my apartment before it gets too dark.
I get more than enough material to work with. Thanks a lot. You bitch. You damn cunt. You fucking sicko. Looking at dragons in that way, shame on you. I'm the voice of reason. Maybe I could convince you to meet me again at some other time. I'd like to get some pictures of you for reference.
Want to be like one of your French humans? Okay.
What the fuck is a French?
Alright, sure. Here's my number.
I can't thank you enough for doing this. You've been a huge help.
Don't worry about it. I really have to get going now, so maybe I'll see you next time.
Sure. Ciao.
They have
Oh, la la.
Italian.
That's Italian.
Take care.
Then
Oh no, it's played into